No, it's in peanut butter, boy.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. Unless you're using LifeWave. Since 2004, LifeWave has been delivering its amazing life-enhancing technology to people across the world, always helping the body do what it was designed to do, only better. And as it turns out, the best was yet to come. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind LifeWave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single LifeWave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing LifeWave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells. A true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of LifeWave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one LifeWave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all LifeWave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about LifeWave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, any one of these benefits would be impressive. But X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body. How you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39. Live long, live well, live younger. Experience the power of LifeWave today.
Just do it for a minute or two. All right, we live. Hey, everybody. Bonafide, get in the shot
Hey,
here.
man. Hey.
Act like you ain't mad at nobody.
I ain't mad at nobody. I'm about wore out, but I ain't mad at nobody. We had a great event this
I'm
weekend.
from Roanoke, Virginia. Welcome to the show. You live with Bonafide and Doug. Who cares about Mike's channel? I don't.
Want to let everybody know.
Yeah, it's just Doug's show now, and Bonafide be here. He come in once in a while. Welcome to the Frog family. Love you both. We love you back. Hi, guys. Where you calling in from? Where you watching us from? Call-in show be next weekend because I'm ordering the stuff, and we're going to have call-ins. Hi from Alabama. Welcome to show you live with my almost made a Bonafide and Doug. Where's everybody from? Moderator Which wants to know. Well, let's hear some of them drops. What did y'all hear for drops? I heard ain't long for the military's coming is what I heard. Also heard, let me see, what did I text? Do you Bonafide?
Did you check anything on the emails people are calling?
No, I hadn't had time to check that.
All right.
Massachusetts in the house. Welcome to the show. Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to the show. Hey, put a 1 in there. No,
South
bona fide
Carolina.
like 7. Put a 7 in if you can hear us okay, all right? Takes about
Hello.
a 7. Put a 7 in there. We down in the country. Hey, man, the show was unreal. Man, we had a good time. My buddy did a great job at the show, man, MCing.
I got to give credit to a lot of my friends. For one thing, Presley helped me put all this together, and my wife, and we had volunteers. We had, all the speakers. It was just wonderful. Wonderful.
Somebody said, how about 17? Okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
What did you guys, just out of
Ain't that kind
curiosity?
of funny? You
Yeah.
said 1, I said 7.
There you go. But how did that
That
work?
means we are 2
Look,
balls.
look. That's a drop. That's a drop. That's a drop.
Yep.
Not allegedly. That's a drop.
Yep.
What did you guys get for drops out of the speech? I want to know what you guys got. I want to know if you did your homework tonight. What drops did you get from Trump's speech today? That was the real Trump, by the way. I got that feeling when he came on, and it wasn't because I had to go to the bathroom. Like this hamburger I just had.
Yeah, that diet food.
That diet food.
So was that the first thing you ate today?
Massachusetts, yeah.
You eat them candy bars all day?
I ate one.
So you ain't
Kentucky.
eat but 1 cheeseburger and 1 candy bar all
I
day?
ate a double cheeseburger.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I had a calorie up. I'm
so
sorry,
you
guys.
didn't eat nothing at the house all day long.
No. You think I was eating the rotten chicken you left on the counter? Look, guys. I'm gonna tell you. I know this ain't got nothing to do with the show. There was leftover chicken. I mean, a big pan of it. So they left it in the car overnight. And Bonafide said, that
That
ought to
makes it
be
good.
all right. We bring it in, set it on the counter. Doug, if you want that chicken, go ahead and eat it. Would y'all have ate that chicken after it sat in the car all night? Doug didn't eat it. I took it and threw it in the dumpster because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be back at his house on my phone, and you know where I'd be on the toilet. You can't eat stuff leave that stuff out all night like
Well.
that.
All right, then.
I hate that. Well, so what did y'all hear in the speech? What are the drops? Now, how many people watched the speech? I know our Frogonites watched the speech. What drops did you get out? I definitely heard the military's coming. I heard that part. You know what I mean? What did I send Tim? Dang, where's my phone at? I reckon I left that in the car. But I sent Tim a message. He said something in the speech about we will take America back with your help. Isn't that what I sent you, man?
Wait a minute, I'll go get it, man.
Yeah, he's getting it. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to that. We will take America back with your help. That means you have to help in order for us to get
You
the
know
country
what's so
back.
funny about that? I said we had to help, and then Trump started
He copying your stuff.
I'm telling you, man.
Mama, we had to call down. Together, we will save this country. That's almost what I said, but I mixed his words a little bit. That's a direct quote from the speech. My fellow Americans, that's strong there.
Yep.
That's a drop, all right.
Police will never be defunded.
I heard one other thing is that he says, I would have never said this before, but I'll say it now. Bill Barr done a bad job because he didn't do anything. They thought when they bring him in as the head honcho over there, he was going to actually do something. He sat on his hands and he was afraid that they'd impeach him. So he didn't prosecute anybody. Another nobody going to do nothing guy. That's all he was. But he said Biden has a lot of toothbrushes. The hell does that mean? Elaborate.
A lot of toothbrushes.
A lot. He did say he had a lot of toothbrushes. Then he used a couple of numbers, and I won't quick enough to grab and add them all up. It was like, he had about 6 numbers. He blah, 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 blah. Had a bunch of numbers that came on. He said something about the White House. And here's what I do remember he said about the White House, ladies and gentlemen. He said the White House is beautiful. It's majestic sitting there all by itself. And he said, but in little letters. And I don't know why he said the White House, but little letters. Remember, he said that? Small, not little, small letters. The White House is beautiful, but small letters. Like it didn't mean anything. It's beautiful, but small letters to me doesn't mean anything. Because as we know, when we type on the internet, if you put all caps in, that means loud. So if it's in small letters, that must mean it's not relevant. I don't know. I'm not a Aaron or whatever they call them. I don't know that Q stuff. Y'all know that Q stuff?
Go ahead.
Separate the toothbrushes. Separate Biden. Here we go. Separate the toothbrushes. Separate Biden's. You never use somebody else's toothbrush. What the hell does that mean? I'm sorry. Yep. You know. Well, maybe he says you never. Well, does that mean he's really not president because he got too many tooth? I don't know. Biden whispers. He does. I wrote the whole plan. Yes, we went over to the true stuff. If y'all want some fake stuff, we can go get some of that right quick. What happened? What happened to that stuff?
Hey, about the deal with Ileana's story. I don't know that we can share it on here or not, but we are in the process of building a website, resqthekids.org. And I'm going to have a video platform there, rescuethekids.org. And Ileana and a couple other ladies are going to be, let's just say, vetting, making sure these whistleblowers are telling the truth.
There it is. Way to decode it. Lowercase means no corporation. When you're on your birth certificate, that's a smart person. I'm going to read out. Good job. That means we were the United States Inc.
Yep.
And that was in large letters. He said White House in small letters. That definitely, good job decoding that. That means it's no longer incorporated. The United States of America Inc. is bankrupt, okay? We all know that. But I won't get allegedly. Rumor has it, right? Rumor has it.
I'll tell you what we do. Let me call her.
We got somebody coming on tonight.
Yeah, we got somebody.
And we're going to talk about gun rights.
Yep.
Because I think we ought to all be locked and loaded. What do y'all think? Put a 9 in if you think you ought to be. That's a good number. Put a 9 in if you think you ought to be locked and loaded and be ready for anything, because there's no telling what's about to happen. What do y'all think? But the event was amazing. I guess y'all seen, I've been putting on Telegram. I got to meet Mr. Woods. I took pictures, Lynn Wood. And by the way, we go in this house for the weekend here. Anyway, next weekend. Plus, we're going to Kentucky.
It's this weekend now.
This weekend. I'm sorry. I've been down here so long, I don't know where home is. Y'all point me for Virginia. I'm somewhere up north. But we headed to Kentucky, check out the venue out there, that site, and then we headed over to Lynn Wood house. And there's a event for the girl that's running for governor, correct?
Candace Taylor.
Candace Taylor is.
All right, if y'all look at here now, if y'all want to come check out one of Mr. Wood's estates, which is called Cotton Hall in Yemassee, South Carolina, this is your opportunity. And you can do it for as low as $25. They do have VIP tickets. This is a fundraiser for Candace Taylor, who is running for governor of Georgia. VIP tickets being there at 5 o'clock. You get a little tour of the property with Mr. Wood, if you want to do that. And then at 7 o'clock is general admission, and it's $25. All proceeds go to Candace Taylor's campaign. And that is July the 17th at Cotton Hall, Yemassee.
What time?
I just said it, 5 o'clock.
Is there a band?
Band, dancing. Y'all, if y'all want to see Lynn Wood dance.
I heard he can shake, he can dance.
Yep.
He can get it. Yeah, I heard he can shag there.
He's an old chick magnet.
Yeah. Then everybody said you got to have the 9, man.
9.
There's our buddy. He just popped on right now. So we're going to bring him in. All right. This is the pro talk show host right here. We're bringing in nationwide talk show host right here. Y'all hold on to your seats.
Mr. Chad Caton right here.
What's up, boys? How are we?
Oh, we're great. Let me put you on like this. Let me see if this works.
That one right beside it, right there.
There you go.
There we go.
That's a little bit better. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm living the dream, ducking bullets and keeping the knives out my back.
That's right.
That's what we're doing.
I
Staying
know. That's
low.
why I like coming on with you boys.
Look, staying low through the drive-through. Hey.
That's right.
So
Tell us what's going on, Chad.
yeah, go ahead, take over.
Man, South Carolina's on fire. It truly is.
And it's in a good way.
Hey, I couldn't be happier right now. It's amazing how the stupid will show themselves, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
We, as y'all know, I heard y'all talking about my homeboy Lynn, and if you haven't got a chance to go to Cotton Hall and Lynn's given an opportunity, y'all need to get down there, man. And
It's the most beautiful thing you'll ever see.
man, it is amazing. He's got amazing staff, and Lynn's a pimp. I'm not gonna lie. The guy can.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody cut the rug like him with a Dr. Pepper. I gotta have at least 4 or 5 Coronas before I get anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Just saying. But right here in South Carolina, as y'all know, and it's getting around a lot more. We had a big recount go down in Greenville. And as y'all know, I'm a big fan of doing the reorg and fixing our issue at the most local level. Because it's really easy for us to figure out how we get the stupid in Washington when you look at your local party. If you don't like it, you got to fix your local. And that's what we've done. O'Reilly County, where I'm from, one of the biggest money counties, and it is the actual largest county in South Carolina. We have flipped our Republican Party. We have all brand new leadership. Greenville did the same thing with the exception of their executive staff. And for those of you that don't know, there was just an investigation done, and come to find out, it was a fraud, just like we thought it was. And we got it done a heck of a lot faster than they did Donald Trump's, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
And basically what you got now is the entire executive staff has resigned as their and I'm talking about the chair, the vice chair, and the executive committeeman. They have resigned. And right after that, there was a Post and Courier out of Charleston did a article and interviewed one Drew McKissick. Mm-hmm. You guys aren't gonna. I'm no fan of this guy. He's as slimy as they come. Nobody stands up for the khaki blue jacket politician like this guy, and it's just one of those things where he decided to come out and instead of being a leader. I mean, I was a United States Navy Seabee. I was a firefighter. I've seen and worked under some of the best leaders in my life, and this guy is the leader of South Carolina in the Republican Party. Came out. And during the election, instead of debating Mr. Wood, he actually went and debated the Democrat counterpart at a pub and politics event and stated that Joe Biden was the president of the United States. He's certified. That's your Republican. That's your chair. So we doubled down. And I'm not surprised by this, but a lot of the establishment is that this man came out and instead of being a leader and saying, we need to get to the bottom of this and how this all happened there in Greenville, he actually came out and stated that the MAGA movement, and it's hard for you to even say because I'm afraid somebody's going to cut me out and put it on my name, but actually said the MAGA movement is nothing but a bunch of lepers.
Okay, let me clarify this.
I just went on I'm Fired Up. A friend of mine from the Freedom First network out in California, I've done their podcast a bunch of times. They just wrote a hell of a piece on this and actually brought the biblical significance of leper and his statement. Amazing piece. Please go to I'm Fired Up on Facebook, Twitter. It's I'm Fired Up too. Read it. I sent it to you, Bonafide. Yeah, it is an amazing. I mean, this guy spent a long time on this piece and really put it into perspective.
Hey, look at here. It's called freedomfirstnetwork.com. freedomfirstnetwork.com. You can go read that article. All right. So have you got Drew's cell phone number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Really?
We're getting ready to buy a podcasting board where you can call in.
Yeah, we fix to start a call-in show.
You know what? They do that. See, that's why I look at entertainment value, and when I do shows, and I don't know, I thought it'd be fun. Why don't we have the bug man call Drew and say that your house is infested with cockroaches because you're a cockroach?
So I want to clarify this for everybody. Drew McKissick is the man that ran against Lynn Wood back in May, wasn't it, Chad?
Yes.
May. All right. And we found out in Greenville this week that, from what I understand, they placed some, let's just say, delegates, and they got busted. The people in Greenville stood up. Now, here's the one thing I want to tell you. Every time you stand up against these guys and they know they have something to hide, they run. The only thing it takes is a pair to go run up against them.
Oh,
Period.
They don't have a set, bro.
none.
They can't even grow one. They ain't even got a set of BBs.
That's right.
These are the guys that go. These are the only guys that ever had to go to football first day and not wear a cup.
That's right.
I don't even know why they wear shoulder pads.
This is a picture of the South Carolina flag.
That's the South Carolina flag right there.
There ain't no pot tree now. We don't do that.
That's right.
If you sit right in the middle, it looks like you got white hair.
I got white hair.
No, I'm talking about if you sit in the middle.
But I really do got white hair.
Doug, you're a sexy man. Don't let nobody tell you different.
Yeah, I
You
know.
should have seen him all dressed up when we went out to eat this day before yesterday.
I saw
Got
some
his
pictures,
flags
y'all. I
on.
wish I could have been there.
Yep, it was awesome.
Oh, you want to hear a funny story though? So I'm
Always.
sitting there. You can't take me nowhere to dress. You can't dress a pig up. I'm telling you right now. So we're sitting there, and it's we're at a 5-star venue, and I'm used to Burger King. You know what I mean? I'm not used to being there. So I go to the bathroom, tuck my shirt in, everything, come back, and Brad Barton walks in, and he's working the room. He walks over to me to say hi, and he looks down at the table. He looks up, he looks down at the table. He said real loud and told the whole room, "Doug, yo, zip us down." Now he could have been, "Hey,
And he was
Doug,
right, too.
no, but you could, hey, Doug, man, you zip us." He let the whole room know.
Well, that's Brad Hart. Right?
Yeah. Well, it was funny though. Everybody laughed.
Hey,
Well, I mean, it is. I got a kick out listening to Lynn talk about Brad leaving his speech around and whatnot. I mean,
oh yeah,
poor Brad. That guy, you gotta love him, man. I love me some Brad.
yeah.
Is the only guy that's technologically sound as me.
He's going to be in real trouble if the wind blows his notes off the stage.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be lost.
Hey, he was on
That's why
stage
I never write a
yesterday.
speech. I
He
never
was
write
on
a
stage yesterday, and he was trying to remember his speech, and he about 3 times, and he said, "Just never mind. I'm gonna pull this out and start reading it." He done got me to taking notes now. Hey, listen, I want you to explain. We're gonna do a little rhino call out.
I thought it was Roundup.
Well, it's
Roundup.
this is a rhino identification.
They say, "Who is Brad?" Brad Barton. He's got this little talk show, and it's
Yeah.
very, very popular.
Yeah.
Very popular.
Tell
He's
us
a great
about the
speaker,
deal.
too.
You tell us about your deal, about the open carry thing, and then I'm gonna show you one I bet you ain't never thought of. And I done called out a few, let's just say a few up here local, ask them a few questions, and they couldn't answer. But you go ahead with your story first, and I'm gonna give you mine.
Well, let me give you some rhinos here in the low country. Okay.
Don't call no names, okay? Don't call no names. Just their
Why?
first and last.
Just their
Just their first and last.
Tell them no
I'm gonna
names,
say
just their first and last.
Yeah.
I can do first and last. I will leave their middle name out and keep it Christian.
And if you got their phone numbers, go ahead and call.
Oh, well, that's a different deal right there.
Yep.
Anyway, so South Carolina, and right now we're going into 2022. We have our legislators. They're all going to get back out there, and they're going to say, "Yay, look at me. I'm the amazing guy in khaki pants that you need to vote on." Instead of maybe somebody that might be, I don't know, a people's person, somebody that's out there to do for the people. My favorite TikToks in the world are the ones that people driving from North Carolina and they put on in the heat of the or in the dead of the night or whatever that song is, and they start shaking because our roads are crap, but we keep getting taxed out of our mind. We keep talking about South Carolina being this huge, awesome conservative bastion, but it's not. It's a farce. It is an absolute farce. Today, just this year, a watchdog group did put all of the states together, and as the only Republican completely owned government from governor, House, and Senate, we are the lowest rated conservative majority in the United States of America. We are the firewall. South Carolina, we got North Carolina. Don't know if you're supposed to be a man or woman in a bathroom, and we got Georgia that's just a hot mess all day.
Yep.
South Carolina is sitting in that game. But what it is the Dixie Democrats. They're Dixie. They're back from the days of their old families built this. It's mine. Don't do it. Don't stay nothing. And if you do,
They
I'm
call
going to
it
stomp on
Dixiecrats.
you. Exactly. Dixiecrats. They are our rhinos that are now today that found themselves relevant again because of the money they had, and they put an R after the name. Case in point on the very thing you're talking about. We talk about constitutional carry. That is an inalienable right given to us by God. And we are still fighting for it. If I want to walk around like Huck Finn, I mean, not Huck Finn, but Wyatt Earp with guns on my hip, by God, I'm allowed to. But we're not, right? South Carolina had it on the table again. They had constitutional carry for everybody to see that, look how conservative we are. And what did they do? They tabled it. They tabled it. That's a nice way of saying we're going to put it over here where nobody's ever going to look at it again until somebody more conservative than this moron that tabled it. And his name happens to be Luke Rankin. I'm not going to say his middle name like you said. We'll keep it Christian. But Luke Rankin, who, by the way, is the lowest rated conservative elected official in the United States of America.
Good Lord.
Whoa.
29% he votes conservative. We had another senator here whose name, I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. We had other Republican senators that put their name or also voted with the Democrats in South Carolina, the reddest state in the union, to table constitutional carry. But what they're going around and saying at this point is that, whoa. We did the biggest thing we've ever done for Second Amendment. We allow open carry with a permit. So if you have a CWP and you're a concealed weapon permit owner, I'm in politics, so you're damn right I do. You are allowed to wear it openly come August. I'm a big feller, big truck. My shirt gets caught up on the hilt sometimes. Normally, that would be me getting a fine because you can see my weapon. Now, as a concealed weapon permit holder, I am allowed to walk around like Wyatt Earp if I feel like it. But the lady that just had her husband try to beat her and spent 48 hours in jail, who said he's going to kill her when he gets out, and she wants to go in those 48 hours and arm herself, is unable to carry that gun. I bring that up because this is an actual true story.
Yep.
A woman was beaten by her husband, he went to jail for 48 hours, bailed out. She went to try to get a weapon and couldn't get one. That man came back to her house, murdered her and his 2 children.
Man.
And the rights given to her by God to be able to protect herself with a firearm, she was unable to get it to carry. This is not the way it's supposed to work. But this is what your legislators are going to tell you. Don't listen to Chad Caton. Thugzilla's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. We did the most gun legislation since 1952. No, you didn't. We just made you do something. I actually had a senator, Doug, and you're going to love this because you and I like bread. Let's face it. We got a food thing.
I got to turn the volume down.
This guy actually this senator I was in a debate with actually told me, his name's Greg Embry, not his middle name, keeping it Christian.
Right.
He actually told me, Chad, isn't it better that we get half a loaf of bread than none?
No.
I said, not when that entire loaf of bread was given to me by our Lord and Savior. It is an inalienable right for me to protect myself and have a Second Amendment. You can pull your malicious stuff all day. The left loves to say that, well, they didn't talk about AR-15s. They were talking about muskets. Well, you know what? When they talked about the First Amendment, they weren't talking about Facebook either.
That's exactly right.
They said we could be the Dukes
Yeah.
of Hazzard.
You're exactly right.
We can't be the Dukes of Hazzard. We call ourselves the Thug Army Patriots because we're not playing this game anymore.
Just to change the subject just a hair for a minute, what do you think about them coming to your house and asking you if you have taken the vaccine and would you like to take it? Did it be the day I answer the door and I'm putting the clip in the AR going, why are you you're trespassing on my property? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see nothing but assholes and elbows on the way off of it either.
That's right. Well, first off, a clip is something you put in your hair. I put magazines in my gun. Now, I'm a military guy. Those guys are going to call me out on that.
I'm sorry. My little magazine
and I like Tupac. I like Tupac too. I'm not mad. I'm flipping up all day. But what I'm saying is that
So
I'm going to
basically
tell you
what
right
you're
now,
saying
I
is,
got one word for you.
All right.
as far as coming door to door to talk to me about the vaccine. The Castle Law.
The Castle Law.
Tell us.
Come on my property. You were not invited.
What's the law?
It means I have every right to protect my castle. And if I deem you a threat in any way, shape, or form, I will use my constitutional right to defend myself. It says all over the place that if you step foot on my property without being properly announced, you will not get a warning shot. I also have a pit bull that happens to love on some ass. So it depends how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah, I got one of them too.
Yeah.
I got me a pit bull. His name's Diesel. He don't like unannounced folks. And the thing is here, you know what? I will give this up to Governor McMaster. Governor McMaster, not the hugest fan of, but really in South Carolina, the governor's been, he doesn't have a whole lot of power. That's why the cabal's so big. But what he said is that we don't want this happening in our state. And he actually put a warning out to the federal government stating that if you send people door to door in the state of South Carolina, absolute catastrophes can happen.
Oh yeah. They could not pay me enough money to do it. They couldn't.
My name's
pay me
Catastrophe.
enough money.
I'm your Huckleberry.
You know what we ought to do? We ought to go try it.
Try what?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna go try it, videotape it, and go try it, knock on the door and say, "Hey, you got your vaccine yet?" And that'd be the best video, man.
You go to the door, I'm gonna get a Zoom.
No,
I'm gonna get a Zoom legend.
I got just the thing. How about we go to Democrat-ran Myrtle Beach? We'll go to the Dunes area. That's where all the hoity-toities are, and the mayor owns a whole city block.
Yeah.
Let's go to her house.
And then if they say they got the vaccine, we're gonna say, can we pray for you? Because it looks like you're going down the road you don't need to be going.
Well, I hope you got your plot figured out. 5 years, I think is what they said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years. And the CDC actually came out and said those proteins that are connected now are in fact toxic to the body. That's the CDC.
Yeah.
You know how good they are. But it's looking like the vaccine going door to door just shows you how absolutely ridiculous the left is and how much they don't care to look like brown shirts or Bolshevik communists. That's exactly my friend.
Where is this going on at? Has anybody heard about it?
I don't think they started doing it yet, but I hope they start in Texas first. Because everybody in Texas, I went to visit a friend in San Antonio, little town called Hondo, about 15 miles outside of there. We went to a bar back when I drank. Everybody thought it was still the Wild West. They didn't have their horse, but they all had a gun strapped on their side. I told my friend, I says, "Hey, man, are we going to get shot in here?" He says, "No. Everybody knows they got a gun in here. They'll be shooting each other in here." I said, "Well, why is everybody? Everybody carries a gun in Texas. Everybody."
Hey, let me tell you about that right quick. You know, I just come back from there, and everybody does carry a gun in Texas, and I mean everybody. I didn't meet anybody there that didn't have one, but the law states if somebody breaks in your house, until that person is a threat to your life, you are not allowed to defend yourself. Only yourself. You're not allowed to defend your property. Now, let me just back it up for you. If an illegal alien breaks in your house and goes in your bathroom and takes a leak or a poop or whatever you want to call it, and he has not threatened you, there is nothing you can do about it in Texas. Matter of fact, they tell you, the Border Patrol tells you to leave them alone and let them do what they want to do.
Shit.
Now, I promise you now, it blowed my mind. So what they've done is, these immigrants has come over here and has ruined this property, these farms and everything. They walk right through, and the local sheriff tells you to back up. I sat here and listened to it, and it wasn't local sheriff. Let me back it up. It was the man over the Border Patrol. I can't remember his name. He just got promoted the week I was there, and he basically tells you, move out of the way. They're not going to stay here. Just let them walk through, get out of their way, and let them go to where they're going to. And do not bother them. It don't matter what they is. I said, you know, where I come from, they got a sign that you can actually put on your mailbox that says no trespassing. If you come across it, you pop them up here where I'm from. But in Texas, they pumping this propaganda in everybody's heads that anybody, they could come steal your car, they could come mess your yard up, anything. But if you're not threatened like a death threat, you're not allowed to pull a weapon on them. Tell me that ain't crazy. Now, Texas, everybody carries the gun, but they dare you to shoot somebody with it.
Well, in Virginia, it's the same way. If somebody is breaking in your house, you can't shoot them. They have to be inside, and you don't have a way to escape, and then you can use deadly force.
What
I shoot his ass and drag him in the door?
In South Carolina, you can knock them out at the mailbox. As soon as they put the toe in the property.
Well, let me get the moving, man.
You have to get, I think it's like 3-4 feet.
Man,
because it shows intent. It shows intent. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to move
I live in a gated community.
So after I shoot them, I'm gonna move up towards them. Anyway, I want to ask you, and I want to ask everybody here. You know, a few months ago, right after the election, the heartbeat bill was passed.
I was there.
All right. Now, I don't want your opinion yet. So just wait a minute. All right. Now,
yes, sir.
While we sit here talking for a minute, I want y'all to tell me if you think it was a good idea or a bad idea in the chat. A good idea or a bad idea, and then we're gonna let Chad tell us about. Can you reveal anything you got going on later, or is it too early yet?
Man,
I'll tell you what I found out yesterday.
What?
Y'all gonna have a visit down there near Myrtle Beach in
August. Sir. Yes. Oh, welcome to the inner circle, my dog. Welcome to the inner circle.
Hey,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna tell you what. I heard that a few weeks ago, and I was told, "Don't you say nothing. Don't you say nothing." And Presley gets up on stage at my event and tells everybody that Mr. Trump is coming to South Carolina in August. And I looked up at him. I said, "You told me not to tell nobody, and you up there with a microphone in your mouth."
Bonafide. That's why we listen, man. He's a chaplain. He's supposed to be able to take people. You know what? He's supposed to be able to hear their sins and everything. That's one guy I ain't telling my sins to. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't telling him nothing. I do understand that has been now approved and is happening. Yes. And listen to all the establishment. They're like, when Trump comes around here, he ain't gonna have nothing to do with you folks. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. I wonder if old Drew's gonna be there.
I hope he's there as Drew McKissick, not Chairman Drew McKissick.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, do you know what's in the heartbeat bill, and explain it to the listeners?
Okay. Now, again, the heartbeat bill, the way we as conservatives should be is that you should not have any form of abortion in any way. Okay, life is life. But what the heartbeat bill, I believe it's 6 weeks. I've been away from that for a minute. I believe it's 6 weeks. You cannot have an abortion after 6 weeks when the proverbial heart is formed. You can no longer, it is illegal. And we tried to get the money away from Planned Parenthood altogether. But wouldn't you know it, the Horry County, where I'm at, none of them showed up but one in our delegation to vote that. They were no-shows because they know if they would have voted against it, then, well, we would have lost our minds. So they did an abstention. They all went on a field trip somewhere, I reckon. And it was one of the most important bills or fundings that we should have done. It's just one of those things right now where the heartbeat bill, to go from we had abortion to being able to stop it after 6 weeks in the formation of the heart. I don't look at that as half a bread. I look at that as an enormous step in the right direction, especially with the rhinos we got going on around here. We made it so damn uncomfortable for them. They didn't know what to do. So we got that.
I'm glad.
And you know what's even funnier?
I'm going to show you.
I'm not real popular up there at the State House. And some idiot thought because I had my jacket on. I was all suited up and everything. And they thought Eric Cocker and I were legislators, and they handed us the actual bill that the governor signed, and we took a picture with it. And then somebody realized we had the bill, and they took it from us.
And I'm glad that you said exactly what you said. So I'm going to explain to you how my history, I can call out these rhinos better than you can.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
I think it is wonderful, the deal about the heartbeat deal. Obviously, we want to outlaw the whole thing.
Yep.
But my question is, how do you enforce it?
Well, the way I understand it is that the Planned Parenthood, they're under state guideline.
Good Christian folks.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I would love to see, and you bring up a great point that I would have liked to see in the bill too. How do we police that? And
well, I'm gonna tell you, it's not there. Okay, so
but see, that's where I believe that we do. We find ourselves some pregnant folk, and we send them down there.
Now, a sting operation would be perfect.
Veritas.
But do you think the state's going to pay for that, for one thing? And the next thing is let's just say that I am a abortion doctor from hell, okay?
Right.
And you come in here, and let's just say you 6 weeks in 1 day. And I can either make my $6, $8, whatever $100 it is now, or I can tell you, well, I found a heartbeat. You're going to have to leave and have this baby or go to another state. How is that going to affect my income, for one thing? And there's nobody there.
No.
Okay. If you know there's no police officers there, you're going to speed, period.
Right.
There's nobody there. There's nobody put in place, period. So the whole heartbeat thing that
enforced.
It cannot be enforced. So all these rhinos have a little feather in their hat. We made it. We made it. And every one of them that mentioned, including Josh Kimbrell up here in the upstate, that for some reason has a problem returning my phone calls now, returning my emails, and returning my posts. Matter of fact, he unfriended me.
Didn't you help him get elected?
I do have his phone number if you want to ask him about the heartbeat bill, and ask him how they're going to police it. They're not. They had no plan to police it. The only thing it was a rhino move to look like, and they done it right after the election. Oh, we are heroes, heroes. And every single thread that I've seen on anybody that said, oh, we love the heart. I wish there was an answer for this, Chad, but they're not.
Hang on. Clay Talbot, constitutional carry did not happen. It is not going into effect in August 30th. It is open carry with CWP. We got to make sure we're saying the right thing out there.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. There's two moves. There's two moves by rhinos that make them look like heroes.
It's what they do.
And nothing happened. Would you agree? Nothing happened. If you cannot police, if you don't have a police officer, doctor, that checks that woman for a heartbeat before she goes into an abortion clinic, there's no way to police it. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. But here's my thing. When we've uncovered so much of what we have, the good news is we have a law to base it under. If Frog News decides to grab up a pregnant lady and say, we want to go into Planned Parenthood, wherever it is here in South Carolina, we're going to go in there and sting her. And here's the thing. That's what's beautiful about our government. We, the people, have the power. And if we're going to sit around, and that's what we've done for so long, sit around and wait for the government to make things make sense, look at the hole we're in now.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Bonafide, you bring up a good point. And any of your listeners, please go to I'm Fired Up at Facebook or I'm Fired Up 2 on Twitter. Hit us up if you want to be, if you know a pregnant person and you're ready to do it, we'll gear you up.
We'll line it up.
And we will protect you.
The only thing that the person would have to do, all they would have to do is they go through it and then basically say, I've changed my mind. That's all. I'm sure it happens all the time.
Sure.
But we got to make sure we check that lady for a heartbeat in her baby before and prove it, and then go in there. And if they don't turn her down, it's going to take the right person that does it. You understand? But
here's the thing.
All right, let's say, Chad, that we done that and we got the evidence it's according to what county we in, you know,
Right.
or would it have to be a sting operation that they done themselves, you know, the county, and you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I
point
do.
was,
Yeah, I disagree with you a little bit because video is powerful.
you're exactly right. But my point was that I asked every one of them that said, "Hoorah, hoorah, we done it. Give me a feather, give me a bozo button. Y'all just elected me. I'm a hero.
Right.
How are you going to enforce it?" Just like it. It's exactly this. I'm so glad you mentioned that about the guns, because it sounds like they done something
No.
and they done absolutely nothing.
No. All they did was peddle to the people. And the thing is this is where I'm not calling nobody stupid, but that's why you got Frog News, folks. So you get the truth. That's why we used to have I'm Fired Up.
The
I
real
saw some
news.
people ask about our shows. We've been canceled off the face of the earth. But we have some things coming up like Bonafide talked about. We're about to plant a proverbial flag in some serious ass. So don't you fret none. The I'm Fired Up crew and myself, we ain't scared, and we're going to come out with it like we always do. And, you know, between Freedom First and Frog News and so many other podcasts that keep us out there and introduce us to new people, because the Thug Army Patriots are real. You can take what you want out of Thug. That's what they called me back in the day when I started this with politics, because I am not the biggest fan of an email campaign. I've spoke on the State House steps 4 times. I'm proud of that. Why? Because we have to get out and do things. That's why the tagline to our show is show up, stand up, speak up. It's your republic. Fight for it. And we believe in that. And that's why we run every radio show. I can't tell you how many times I had a car running, and the minute I got off my radio show, I was running out the door to go to a protest, to go out there and be loud. Our country is crumbling around us. Hell, we got MS-13 coming across the border ready to come fight, pillage, and steal. I'm your Huckleberry, homeboy. Find me, because this isn't going to happen on my country. I took an oath in this country. I will fight it, foreign or domestic. That's a promise. That isn't a threat. It's a promise. And that's why they said that there was a gun behind every blade of grass. The United States has never been invaded, because we will protect ourselves. And we need to be protecting ourselves. And if we do the mundane now and we be loud, we can keep those barrels cold. That's my ultimate goal.
I almost think it's too late for them to stay cold, so to speak, when you got thousands crossing the border every day, Chad, that are unchecked through the night, the day they send the women and children. And at night, Bonafide had all the pictures of them crossing. Yeah. You know, and I know that these teenagers have been trained in assassination camps in other countries. Hell, we have them in our country in Louisiana. Our own military has them.
Yep.
People, oh no, that couldn't happen here in the States. That's bull. It happens right here in this country. They're training kids, teenagers, to be assassins in other countries. They're sneaking in our country, not only as MS-13, but assassins, and they're just waiting for their orders to go crazy once all this turns. You watch and see what happens. Stay out of the big cities. We warned everybody to start with. It's going to get crazy,
it's
bro.
Going to. And I will tell you, they want me to go back down there. And matter of fact, the sheriff called me. He called me, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And Abbott has $1 billion to stop this with. Sheriff went to him with a plan. I got 16 miles. This is what's it going to cost. We want to handle it ourselves. We know you got the money. And when I was there, I said, what you got to understand, Sheriff, is you're trying to get the money from the devil, and he don't want you to have it. They went there with a complete plan. And this is the second time I told him to wait for to be turned down 3 times. I said, when he turns you down 3 times, then we're gonna go public with it. So that's what we plan on doing. Is but here's the deal: is I feel like that $1 billion. Well, let me tell you the first thing they told me when I got there. The sheriff called me. He said, I just got off a call from the governor's office, and they said that is for equipment, but you cannot hire anybody. Now that's like, oh, okay, let's go buy 30 police cars, but you cannot hire anybody to drive them.
I'll drive it.
The stupidest thing. This is just another rhino move. We
Yeah.
got $1 billion. Why don't you got to buy equipment? You know, but anyway, it's a
me
lot
ask you
easier to,
something.
huh?
You sent me some cool, amazing video, Bonafide. You did great work down there, man.
I did. Are you on your phone or on your computer?
I'm on my laptop.
All right, I'm fixing to send you something that you ain't gonna be able to see. You ain't gonna be able to show nobody. All right,
Copy that.
and I'm gonna show you what's coming to America. Let me see here.
I got it.
No, that's a video, but this right here's a picture.
Yeah, we got my buddy with the info. I'm gonna send him a link and bring him on.
Yeah, bring him on.
Wow.
See if he heard anything.
That right
Bonafide.
there.
You know what,
That right
Bonafide?
there.
We had
Huh?
that problem right here in Socastee. I've seen that same picture, just a different person. As a
Where-
firefighter. Right here in Socastee.
Yep. Well, that is the folks. This right here happened a quarter mile from the border. You won't see none of that on the mainstream news. Matter of fact, my wife. Well, I was going to play the video on the show yesterday. I mean, at the show at the event, and my wife cut it down to, let's just say, R rated. She said that we could not put that video up there. But that is what's coming across the border, my friend. And they are fighting for territory. Trafficking is a $22 million a day business at the border. $22 million a day.
Look, my question is, great. You know we're broke as hell over here.
Yeah.
Or I would have been in Texas with you. Look at what we've accomplished just by standing up.
I'm going to
You
tell you
can't
something.
tell me that the heartbeat of Texas, the people of Texas, given the opportunity to police their own land, could not squash this.
Here's the deal. I've already explained to
Hello?
you. Yeah, you exactly. You know what I told that? I was in that meeting with the judge, and I told him, I said, I'm going to tell you something. This is a historic meeting. The problem is the budget, and the devil has the money.
That's
All
right.
So I told the judge, and I said, look, I said, this is a historic meeting. If you'll just draw the line in the sand, the Patriots will come running.
You're damn
If
right.
you'll just draw a line in the sand, the Patriots will come running. But I just wanted to, I just want to do a little rhino roundup or call out or whatever you want to call it. You know, like me and you do, we see through these, little feather in their cap deals. Oh, vote for me.
Why do we hold our elected officials in this grandiose style? I've seen Lindsey Graham walk in like he's Pat St. Jack and just was figuring out who to put on Let's Make a Deal, or Wheel of Fortune. I mean, everybody's kissing the ring. I don't understand it. Why? Because we're still riding Kavanaugh? Good job. We're over it. But then you double down with red flag. He stood right there in front of me at Rio's here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, with my beautiful mother-in-law, father-in-law, and wife, and sat there and talked about red flag. Here I am, a United States Navy CB veteran who goes to therapy for PTSD and other issues, and the imminent, and I stir the pot, as you all know. I mean, Google Chad Caton. It's a good read. And go out there and I stir the pot. I have a neighbor down the street. This moron calls the police on me for anything and everything because she's just dumb. Moved here from Connecticut or something, and just doesn't like the fact that I don't want anybody coming on my land and telling me how tall my trees are allowed to be. Kiss my ass. It's not going to happen. My yard looks amazing. I don't care who you are. You don't need to get in my business. That's not what an HOA does. I have a whole nother deal with HOAs. But it's the same dichotomy. It's a bunch of people in AV club that became involved in politics because they never got picked for kickball. I'm tired of it. And here is somebody that was a captain of the kickball
guys,
team.
listen, let me stop you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm bringing on my boy Jeff B right now.
What's up, Jeff?
Welcome to the show, Jeff. Jeff, we're going to go back to President Trump's speech today. What did you get out of it when you heard it? We had a couple of people tell us a couple of things that he said, soon you will see the military. I heard also he said, we will take back the country. What did you get out of the speech today, Jeff?
Well, one interesting thing that somebody had texted me earlier is they're saying that they're going to have to recount the votes again in Arizona for a
What?
third time.
What?
For a third time.
I didn't know that was out.
Yeah. A third time.
So yeah, sorry.
You're going to do the same shit again. Spend all this taxpayer money.
That was privately funded. The last one.
It was.
Yep.
Okay. So where are you getting where are you getting the funds at? Who's putting up the money for this?
I don't know.
So-
Doing it all over again.
Right. To do it all over again, because this is my biggest fear.
Because I didn't like the outcome.
Correct.
That's not
Exactly.
true. No, I happen to be very privy to this. This was actually so egregious that they want to make absolutely sure, because they're afraid it was so bad through Cyber Ninja that they feel like they need to do a third just to be sure as sure can be, because they believe it will be so bad because it's so skewed that they want to make absolutely sure when they put this out to the American people, and whatever transpires from that comes from truth and 3 counts.
Really.
Well, and you remember, Doug, I told you about a month ago
Uh-huh.
that the numbers that I heard that was coming out of that was so devastating that certain individuals within these 3-letter agencies were so worried on how the American people were going to react and what a domino and snowball effect that this is going to create. Now, you take that scenario that they're going to do it again, and you're seeing all of these military transports going on. Now, everybody knows that, Army, they transport heavy equipment on rail cars. I mean, that's a given. But everyone now that they're looking out for it is putting it everywhere. So, and it seems like a lot of these trains are going to these big cities. Because are they prepping for what they fear is about ready to happen?
Yep.
And it makes sense, because when I listened to Trump's speech today, and I'm thinking to myself, as a vet who got screwed up, wouldn't change anything that happened. How long are the American people going to be able to put up with this charade? Because it's a charade. And even Trump said today, the world is looking at us like we're the biggest joke. And it's the truth. And it's sad that the American people let it get this far. And the biggest reason is it's everybody else's congressman, everybody else's senator. It's not mine. Mine's good. And I understand that mindset. But we've let this get so out of hand. And an interesting thing that Trump said, and I hope he's not trolling, and I don't think he is, but when he started talking about HRC and everyone started to say lock her up, he made the comment, oh, not just her, there's a lot more.
There's a bunch of it.
Right. So, and I watched a video somebody put up of him leaving the event location. I've seen some former presidential motorcades, and they look nothing like that. Nothing like that.
That's right.
So, there's just too many, and I know we've discussed this ad nauseum. There's too many anomalies going on right now. Look at Wells Fargo and Chase Bank. They cut all lines of credit, stopped it. No more Yes, they made the announcement Thursday morning. There will be no new lines of credit. Any lines of credit that are currently out there have been suspended.
What does that mean? Explain it to me. So if you go there and try to buy a house, they are absolutely not taking applications right now.
Well, let's say, Bonafide, you go to the bank and you have a $50,000 line of credit.
Yep.
And you say, I want to use my line of credit because I'm going to buy a $30,000 boat.
Yep.
It gets stamped denied because
even though you already got the line of credit.
Correct. Yes, Wells Fargo and Chase Bank put it out that it is suspended until further notice.
Now that is crazy.
Now,
so what are people going to do?
Those houses being bought right here.
Deal that if I need to go buy something and flip something, I've been known to flip a car or two. But anyway, so you telling me that I cannot go get the money that's on my credit line? Well, with the BB&T.
With if it's Wells Fargo or if it's Chase Bank.
So them are the only two right now.
Correct.
Right now.
And,
Okay.
and Fox Business reported that it's in. To me, that tells me right there that there is something very, very fishy going on with the financial
that
market.
or something big about to happen.
Correct.
And we don't want to
Allegedly.
go back to the alleged intel, but that could be sign of the QFS getting ready to come down as they shut everything down from loans. And then the next thing you'll hear is forgiveness of loans, forgiveness of car notes. It's already happened from what they allegedly say overseas. Right. But that could be a sure sign.
Ain't nobody sent me no letter yet.
Well, you're not going to
Are you saying I need to go get that center console boat that I've been looking at?
Exactly. Get it today.
Two, but you're not going to be able to get a loan for it. You got to have cash.
No, what he's saying is, don't go to Wells Fargo to get the loan. Go to BB&T because they're still doing business today. But you better go today.
Well, and then the other interesting thing is down in Cuba. Did you see all the rioting in Cuba?
Yep.
What'd they do? Take their money away?
No, they're rebelling against socialism, and they said no. This stops.
Soon to happen at your doorstep.
Well,
it's coming.
somebody shows up at the doorstep wanting to do something else.
I will tell you
That's
something.
going to get squashed real quick because China's right there in Jamaica. So
I will tell y'all something I did learn this weekend that is kind of new. I already kind of seen this coming, but from what I understand from a good friend of ours, that he believes that before long, our mindset and us going to these rallies, and if we claim that there was a mistake made in the election, and we claim this, that we could be arrested. Have you heard that yet?
wait, say it again.
I'm trying to keep us on YouTube, Chad. Read between the lines.
That's why I'm not on anything because I don't give a flip.
Down at these rallies that we're attending,
From what
you're going to get in trouble because they're going to keep track of the people that go to the.
basically they're saying that if we say there was an insurrection, you understand, if it was a mistake, whatever you want to call it,
If we try, Jay.
yep, that they are going to say that we, the Patriot, are terrorists, and they're going to start arresting us. And they are already articles in the newspapers that claim that about us.
Moulin Labe.
Huh?
Moulin Labe.
Yeah.
That's Latin for come and take it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you.
That's when the Civil War starts, right, Chad?
Amen.
That is what they're
Don't
claiming.
sing it, bring it.
Listen, people, we are at a precipice of something, and we can all sit here and saber rattle and talk about how friggin' badass we are, but that's why there's people like us and Bonafide. I'm sure Mr. Jeff, I don't know you that well, but out there getting the message out and talking about showing up to these mundane things. You're real. When Bonafide puts on an event somewhere, fill that place. They watch that. The one thing that, and let's just say the political establishment, no matter what party, they fear us.
Exactly right. As
If
soon as
us
we stand up
stays
to them, they
together,
don't.
they can't touch us.
Hold like a lawn chair.
Yep.
And the thing is I promise you, I've got a lot of brothers and sisters out there that you know can get their own F-15. Maybe not a nuke, but they'll get a 15 out there.
Yep.
We'll put some. They may not have sidewinders, but I'm sure that I will redneck a missile some way.
I'll redneck a missile somewhere. Hey,
I
I'll
mean-
hit him with a hammer.
Think about it this way.
Here a week
Reagan
now,
came up with a
I've ready to
potato
learn
bill.
how to speak South Carolinian.
Right.
I'm fixing to.
Yeah.
I'm fixing
Don't
to.
forget, a redneck
I
came
ain't
up
never
with a
heard
potato
such
bill.
a
We can
thing.
shoot some stuff off a plane. It's not going to be a problem. But the thing is that we have to be cognizant of what's going on around us. And all of you people that are on Frog News right now, and they are on Brad Barton shows and all these other shows, you're hungry for knowledge. You're hungry for the truth. You're hungry for understanding what it is to be a patriot. And God bless every one of you over there, even you little trolls that I see over there, you little fellas. Just learn something.
Because
That's my
you-
inspiration. That's my inspiration.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Exactly.
Every speaker that got on the stage yesterday, every single one of them said basically what I say: if you're going to be a patriot, you got to participate.
That's
You
right.
are not going to make any moves behind this computer screen. And I'm so proud of Presley. Stood up there and asked them for their resignation, and then 300 people stand up and applaud.
Yep.
And
Beautiful.
if we could do that in every single county in South Carolina, we would gain control immediately, because every one of them is crooked. Now, Chad, you may know more about this than I do. The investigation that went on in Greenville, that was a private investigation, right?
Wait, you mean on me and Antifa and the
No,
General Flynn?
on the
I'm still dealing with that too, sir.
yeah,
I didn't know
no,
what
but I'm talking about the deal with the delegates being put in
Right.
place.
What was
That
the
was a
question?
private deal.
It is
that
a
was a
private. Yeah, they investigated that, and the great thing is the executive board that was fraudulently put there. They actually came up and put together this investigative group because Presley and the other delegates were so loud and said, we're not moving forward until we have this investigated. And good, I think his name is Mr. Brown. He headed up this investigation through
Yep.
Greenville, and he came out, and it's scathing. I mean, it is bad. And that's
Oh.
where we had Drew McKissick double down and call us all lepers.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this: Can this take place in Myrtle Beach?
We don't need to. We already own the Republican Party in Myrtle Beach.
You got that covered.
Yes, sir.
So what's the next county?
Every one of them. Every single one of them. Because right now, South Carolina's woke. If I may use the Pepsi, the Coke generation.
Away.
They are awake. Well, see here, and I live next to Waterway, so awake is that wave that comes up and knocks your boat off. But
That's right.
they are calling us, texting us. They're telling us the inconsistencies from the chair race for the state. Let me tell you that the pan is getting really, really hot right now. And that's what this pressure has got to do. We have to continue this pressure. Freedom First just wrote that article I talked about. We just put it on.
Yeah.
I'm Fired Up on Facebook. Go read it. He actually breaks it down to the biblical significance of what's happening in South Carolina. And the thing is that we got loud. We started to LBW, show up, stand up, speak up. That's love it.
Yep.
But that's where we all ended up getting into this fight, is because enough has to. It's just like the Patriots that did the Tea Party in Boston. We have to make it uncomfortable. And I'm not saying we go break the law, but we need to call out foul. And to have a endorsed chairman, and I get really hot. That's why my stuff's called I'm Fired Up. But to an endorsed chairman, not once, not twice, but 3 times endorsed, because we kept calling the other ones crap. Well, we proved the first one was, because Drew McKissick put an envelope up and called it an endorsement that he got in 2018, by the way.
Yep.
We had to keep calling him out, and then what you found was we had a virtual convention because he didn't want us there. He didn't want it to get loud. He didn't want motions. He didn't want us to stand up and do what we're supposed to do in the independent republic. No, he fixed it. And that's because until you show me a bylaw prison, I'm going to show you people that don't give a flip about the bylaws. That's why you, as we the people, hold them accountable. That's why Presley and all of them up in MySCGOP and the rest of the group, we are going to take this state and we are going to bring it back to all the other lepers that are out there that float a Trump flag and that are standing next to their televisions and their computers waiting for this information to come out so that we can stand next to Donald J. Trump and the MAGA doctrine and fix this country.
All right, let me get a word in here.
I'm
I
sorry.
seen a commercial today to promote the NFL, and I thought I would throw the hell up when I seen it. It was promoting everything that was wrong in this country. Everything. I'm talking about everything that's wrong. They're gonna promote it. I'm done watching that stuff, man. China owns the NFL. They own the NBA. I'm not so sure they don't own Major League Baseball, man. They own all pro sports. Jeff, what intel are you hearing that's coming out here today? Because that's what we bring them on for. People asking for intel. You know we can't confirm anything, but what are the latest things that you're hearing?
Rumor has it.
We'll call it rumor has it.
I like it.
Rumor has it. So you have over in England, they had their football game today. I believe it was the Italians against the English, and these people started storming the place, and people, I believe, are just fed up. Now, if you listen, I try to dissect everything that Trump says, because there's always a meaning. Because everything he said so far, they haven't been able to prove him wrong.
Right.
I mean, even when they were calling him a crackpot, and when he was in the office, he's been proven right. And you look at this weekend, they took the fencing down around the Capitol building. Why now? Why now is the question everybody should be asking themselves. And what's the significance of them taking this fencing down? Because what, if anything, if their theory is that we're such angry, terroristic Americans, they should want to leave that up. Well, in the beginning, we all thought that fence line was going up because it was a captured operation. So what if now the captured operation's over with and it's done? And, and Trump come out and said today, when he started talking about HRC and everybody said, lock her up. She's like, oh, not just her. There's a lot more. Why would you come out and make that statement if A, you're not out there to gaslight people, or if there isn't some substantiation behind it? And, once again, where are these politicians at? No one is to be found. Nobody.
They
That's right.
interview the same 12 people every day on 3 networks.
And
The same 12 to 16 people.
Right.
Where's all there's what, 1,000 of them between the Congress and the Senate? Close to 1,000, I'm not sure.
548.
Well, they're certainly not there. They're not.
Yeah.
Well, there's nobody in the FBI building. There's nobody in the Treasury in D.C. There's nobody in any of the buildings in D.C. It's basically a ghost town. Our next goal really is to reaching out to Mustang Medic and see if he'll come on the show live with us and show us live what's really going on in D.C.
Right.
Yeah, he said he'd do it.
Yeah, so but that's what we want to do is team up with him and see, hey, go show us what's happening at the Treasury. Go show us what's really going on at the FBI building. Or is that alleged, or is it really empty? Or is there just guards in there? Who's at all these federal buildings? Is there anybody there besides guards guarding the buildings? There's nobody staffing any of these buildings.
Well,
And from what I've heard, they've been a ghost town since last March.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. In one of my businesses, we are awaiting the EIDL extension loan, right? And I applied for that EIN in early April, and we have not heard a single thing from the SBA. So I called both our Democratic and Republican senator. And 10 o'clock that night, I actually heard from the actual senator himself saying, hey, when I get into the office in the morning, I'll assign a caseworker to this and we'll get it figured out. Well, the caseworker then called the SBA to say, hey, what is the deal with, this issue with the SBA not funding these people? And they said, well, it's the IRS. So he sent a staffer from the Capitol to the IRS, had them walk down there, and the individual couldn't get into the IRS. And they tried calling them for 2 days with no answer. And he called me back and he said, well, we are going to have to figure out. And I said, well, and I was laying it on pretty thick. By the time you guys figure it out, these doors may be closed. And you have the SBA out there bragging about all this money that they have. But yet, if you look at Nancy Pelosi's district out in California, some of the restaurants that are in her district received over $20 million. $20 million for a restaurant. That's impressive. I don't know what type of food you're serving, but $20 million is a lot of anything. In the meantime, at the FBI building, we do have people working there. I've confirmed that because, that's where I used to hang out at.
Right.
But it's way down in staff. A lot of the top level people are nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. And,
That's right.
And how about this? If people don't think that, with them deploying Capitol Hill police to different states, I've heard of 2, and why they are doing that is beyond me, because Capitol Hill police only have jurisdiction in DC.
Yeah.
But they're sending them from 2 states that I've heard of. If people don't think that our government can't do some nefarious stuff, just look at the stuff that's coming out about Seth Rich and how the FBI had that information and knew that HRC was involved in the Clinton Foundation. Why aren't these people being held accountable? It's amazing. It's amazing to me. And Thugzilla as much as I do. When you swear an oath, when you go into the service, that's against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That's right.
Now, where in the hell are these Joint Chiefs of Staff at? If this country has been attacked by a foreign enemy or domestic, and we're in the middle of a captured operation, why aren't these assholes stepping up? So something has to be going on in the background. If not, this nation is doomed. And
Well, it's doomed for ugly. Yeah, it'll never be doomed because there's patriots everywhere.
Correct, but the system is
Thank
doomed.
you. Right.
Yes. Yeah,
Maybe the
because
system needs to be doomed. I don't know.
burn down and start all over again.
Well, at least do a reset where we can get rid of the idiots. I mean,
Right.
and I'm not saying the fire and brimstone or the pitchforks or whatever, I
Right.
mean, I'm not saying all that at all. And I'm sure that I'm still under investigation with the FBI, but whatever. It's, you make a really good point. And I ask myself that all the time as a card carrying, commie killer, I'm all about it. And what I don't understand is that we have Joint Chiefs when they do want to make a statement. They want to talk about the first gay helicopter crew. I don't, yay, good job, whatever. I don't understand
Talk
what
about
that
communism and how they have read books on communism. That general should have had his uniform ripped off of him right there at the interview.
I couldn't agree more. And And the thing is that I don't know if our chiefs, the Joint Chiefs, and one of the things that I brought up on many shows, because I don't do the Q thing and all that. Honestly, I'm a big. I want you to stand in front of the words you speak. I do that. Not saying that's wrong of Q or X22, but they got their thing. What I am is a real person that I need something tangible.
Yeah, something we can fight for. Something that
Exactly.
you can like pick up the Constitution and know your rights.
And Mr. Jeff,
involved with your cities, your counties, your state people. That's what we need to be worried about. Not when the SARA is starting and the QFS is starting. What can we do as American citizens right now to make a difference in this country? Stand up and be heard.
That's
Ask
right.
questions, question everything.
Go to your county council. I just put on I'm Fired Up. There was 6 things that you can do to fight for your country. Go take over your school board. Go take over your county council. Go get involved to get people elected to those positions. Run for Congress. Run for Senate. I don't care if you don't have enough money. This country right now is ready for leaders, not people that can pay for it. And that's why in Horry County, we have 12 people running for the 7th district. And I'm going to tell you, there are some little guys that are going to come up. And there's some little guys that are getting people to listen to them, because you cannot buy an election here based off of the issues we're dealing with. People want leadership. And whether you're a soy boy from Antifa or you're a card-carrying redneck, gun-toting American, you look for leadership, and you know when you want to follow somebody or you want to listen, it's based on integrity and honor. And that's one of the things that we're supposed to learn in the military, which I'm sure you know that, Jeff. But the thing I come back to is the 124 admirals and generals that put a letter out to Joe Biden and said, you are a fraudulent president. Yes. I'm going to tell you right now, Jeff, I don't know what branch you were in, but if I had an admiral in the United States Navy, and I know Admiral Demise pretty well when I was a Seabee, if he put something out like that, I'm his Huckleberry, lock and load. Yep,
absolutely. I served under Admiral Blair and Admiral Knitsky in the Impact Fleet. And
those are great admirals. Those are great leaders. And the fact that they came together as a conglomerate and a retired group after everything that's out there and the conspiracies or whatever that people want to talk about, to have 124 generals and admirals put their name on the proverbial line. I looked at it like the Declaration of Independence. I really did, because those 124 admirals and generals put their entire legacy on the line. Why? To let me know.
Yep.
Here, guys, here's something I heard this weekend at the conference we had. And was it Greg Locke that got up there and said, who says we had to separate church and politics? Who said church and state? Who said that? You know what I mean? Why can't preachers talk about politics? Why is that? And then if they do, they get blackballed for doing it, which is crazy. I don't understand it. We need good Christian people to help run this country.
Yep.
And what they're trying to do is turn everything around backwards, men into women and women into men. And they've got Satan is just taking over with everything. And this is a spiritual war. We need spiritual people to help fight this war. Would you guys agree?
I do. And I actually double down on you. And I'll say that you as parishioners need to question your church as to why are we not standing on this proverbial line based on the politics of not allowing us to represent our religion and to congregate under COVID or anything else. That's where we have it. And I've gone to different big, huge churches we have here. Say, hey, man, we've got an awesome event coming. Can we use your place? We'll pay you whatever. Nope. And they're like, I don't want to upset any of our liberal parishioners because our tithes are what keeps us going. That's a problem.
Yep.
That's a problem. And I question every one of you parishioners to go out there to your church, to your pastor, and say, why? Why are we not choosing a side? The side of religion, freedom. Why are we placating to the side of socialism and something that's trying to destroy us? Because of $5 somebody's going to put in a basket? You're not the preacher I want.
Bonafide, tell me the story about you trying to get Greg Locke to come to your church and what happened.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
We're going to get a lot deeper with Sheila on this.
Okay.
But anyway, the deal is we got a friend of ours that can call all this out. Miss Sheila Holmes. We're gonna get her on the show here.
Woo, she's powerful.
Yep. But let me tell you what happened. There was I heard about Greg Locke on the internet, so I decided to go see him. I came back, told a pastor about him, and he said, "Yeah, let's see about getting him on." So we went, and he had to go talk to the elders of the church. Everybody voted for him. Everybody wanted to come. They was excited, everything. And when this took place, I went ahead and I had a couple, because Greg don't charge anything to come at all. So I went around and got a couple businesses, local businesses that I knew that would love to come see him, and they donated money to be on the back of the flyer. So I had these little flyers put up, and I was going to set them out. It was a free event, and basically you take up an offering for him at the end of the day. As soon as I put the flyer out, the phone calls started coming in. And let me explain something to you now. The pastor and all the elders, it was a not anonymous.
100%.
100% that everybody wanted to come. And then somebody somewhere said that, well, Greg called his wife a bitch on a text message, his ex-wife a bitch on a text message 4 or 5 years ago. And I said, I'm going to tell y'all something. He ain't got nothing on me. And I thought this was one of them deals where you forgive. And anyway,
Right.
They looked the whole deal up, and he repented. Everybody's had problems with women before. I mean, who hadn't? But do you know, they basically just sent me a text message and said it ain't going to happen. And so I'll give you another example. When I was at Rock the Red, Simone Gold was wanting me to help her get everything set up in South Carolina, and it would be a lot easier to do these events in churches.
Absolutely.
All right. It don't cost anything. They're not charging anything. They cannot say us for money. And a church is already set up, got the microphones, everything. Presley said, I'll get it taken care of at my church. I said, no, you ain't. He said, oh, yes, I will. I said, I promise you, Simone Gold and the frontline doctors cannot speak in your church. He said, oh, yes, they can. I said, well, you put your money where your mouth is. He come back. They ain't going to be able to have that take place over there. And as well as I do, Simone Gold, all these doctors have put their lives on the line to tell the truth. And y'all really need to go to BradBartonUSA.com and look at them interviews if you want to get your eyes open to what really happened back in July of 2020 when she gave the 2,000 letters from doctors to Vice President Mike Pence. But anyway, the churches are run by a cabal just like our government is.
Well, ultimately, they're all run by, whether they want a minute about a cabal or the Roman Catholic Church, which is the mafia itself, if nobody knows. But the church, and when we bring Sheila on, she'll tell you all about how the church is complicit with all this stuff that's going on in society today. Yep. They're a bigger problem than the government that's standing in front of us.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prove my point right here to everybody here on this video. Simone Gold will come to your church and tell everybody the truth about hydrochloroquine, the jab, the whole deal for free. So I want y'all, everybody on here that's got a pastor, go tomorrow, and I want you to ask him, say, look, they'll come here for free, and they're going to tell us the truth about this, and they have put their lives on the line. They put their jobs on the line. Why would they be lying to us? They're not making a dime. They're losing money. They're not charging one dime, so they cannot say it's some kind of money-making deal. You could come into church for free. They come there for free. They do not charge a dime. And I guarantee you ain't going to find – well, they may be a couple preachers. Pastor Greg Locke could do it in a minute. And Toto will do it. But if your church is tied to a denomination, I don't care if it's Southern Baptist, Baptist, Catholic, you name it. If they got a title behind their name and you tell them it has absolutely nothing to do with politics, this is about health. What are you doing there, Stud?
I'm trying to copy and paste what he sent me.
Okay. Anyway,
sorry.
Anyway, I guarantee you're going to get turned down. I tell you what, my email address is bonafidetruth777@gmail.com. bonafidetruth777@gmail.com. You send it to me, and I'll talk to the pastor of the church, and they will come. I don't care where you live at. They'll come there, and y'all can promote it locally, and it's 100% free. And I guarantee you ain't gonna get it done. Period.
Also, what's the email for if you see military vehicles moving down the road and you shot the video, not somebody on Telegram? What is it? Frog News Show? What did you make up?
I don't remember.
The Frog News Network at gmail.com. The Frog News Network at gmail.com. Send us the information. And if you'd like to come on the show, there it is. Boom. So
That's it. That's it right there. That's the one I made up.
Yeah, that just send your information. If you see military
Chad, if we're
vehicles
gonna have you on the show, you're gonna have to quit reading other stuff now. You got to pay attention to what we're talking about.
I'm trying to figure out how to check with your moderator on Telegram, man.
So look, if you see military vehicles moving, if you see
Tell us anything.
listen, because here's what's important. Be quiet for a minute.
I'm gonna talk to you a minute.
Listen here, I'm fixing to tell them something. If you see FEMA tents set up, because word has it that the military and FEMA are in control. So when the crap hits the fan, you're going to see FEMA tents and military vehicles. You see one or the other, excuse my English, in your town, and you videotaped it, not your brother, sister's uncle, or heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend like Intel. We want it firsthand. And if you have that, please send it to the Frog News Network at gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Now, look at here.
Look at here. I'm
going to explain something to y'all.
Fix it too.
We met this fella. He was Mustang medic. Obviously, the only videos he had on his YouTube channel was he was rebuilding Mustangs. So that's a man of my heart right there. Anyway, but he was in the right place at the right time and had one viral video of them buses coming in and out of the White House.
I was live when he was on.
If you want that opportunity, and I don't care if you got 3 followers, whatever, you're going to prove to us that it was you that shot the video. Email it to us. We'll get you on here. We'll keep you anonymous if you want to be, but we want real intel. I don't care what the deal is. It could be FEMA tents. It could be military in your town. It could be
them coming to your door over the jab.
Yeah. If you see somebody knock on your door, get your phone out.
And hold the phone with one hand, gun with the other hand.
That's right. That's what people want. They want the real stuff.
Let Jeff talk.
Anything that looks suspicious, smells suspicious, that's what you need to do, because no one's going to believe anything unless they see hard proof. Just like the airport pictures. I could have come on here bona fide and said a month ago that these people have load jack devices on them. No one would have believed it until the picture came out.
Yep.
So,
and that was taken by my friend. I'm gonna have him on here. He's gonna do the exact same thing. His name is John Dice, and he's gonna come on here. He's the one that went to Texas with me, and he's gonna report for us out of what's that city that's been tore all to hell? Not down on the west. Portland, Oregon. He lives out. Hey man, that's why I'm gonna tell you
right quick.
Hey, that's why Brad got to write them notes down. You know what I'm saying? Portland, Oregon. Oh, he's got everything ready to move out immediately. But he's gonna go downtown and show us the truth about what's going on downtown. And we would love to have about 2,000 of y'all out there doing the exact same thing.
Because if things are happening in your town Me and him gonna get in that 40-foot RV and come to your town and report. We are the real news now. And as we grow out with our new fans, because we got away from the he said, she said intel and giving out bona fide ideas on how to save our country one step at a time and report real news as it happens, I believe that's what this country needs, guys.
Another thing is, too, is if you show up at a county council meeting, take pictures. Prove that you was there. We're going to call you out and give you a bozo button because you're doing efforts. I'm dead serious. I don't know what I can give you. We'll give you a T-shirt.
I'll give you a T-shirt. We got T-shirts.
If you got T-shirts, if you go to a county council meeting,
I'll send you Liberty Water.
that's right. That's
I
gonna
gotta give me some of that.
Huh?
I gotta give me some Liberty Water.
Liberty
I know
Water.
you guys don't like that. I like it. It's good stuff. You guys are promoting that
Better
on my.
than,
I love that water.
better than submarine desalinated water.
I don't know nothing about submarine, y'all. I don't know.
Yeah, I did those for a while. Hey, Bonafide, how's the grandbaby?
Oh, he's awesome. I got to go see him. And they said that he will be coming home maybe this week. And everything's great. But I'm going to tell you,
That's
he
good.
was 1 pound and a few ounces when he was born. And it was he was born in right around Valentine's Day. And he got to go from Houston. My grandson's riding around in private jets, but I ain't got to yet. But anyway.
It's overrated.
Huh?
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah, it is.
It's overrated.
Well, I used to back in the day, but I don't know more. But anyway,
I don't fit those two.
yeah, let's not talk about that. But anyhow, he's doing great, and I'm gonna have him on here. I'm gonna have him sitting right here in front of the camera here for him.
Yeah, all right.
Make him a superstar.
Yep.
Well,
You
guys,
guys are a superstar, man. I was so bummed I couldn't be in Spartanburg with y'all. I was like, me and Doug are gonna go get some prime rib, and we're gonna fix the world. But I was in the middle of all hell breaking loose at that point, and I did my video. We're at like 267,000 views of that video about Jim McKissick. It didn't hurt that Tracy Beans grabbed it and put it out there on Telegram.
That's right.
Uncover DC, big shout out to her, man. She does yeoman's work, man. I mean, and she's all 5 foot nothing, but she is tough as nails. And I'm proud to call her.
yes, sir.
All right. We have actually. It surprised me to death. Can you say that girl's name?
Are you crazy? I can't even.
Chad, can you read that?
Devani Shateri. I like
She's
it.
a reporter with the Greenville News. See, us folk can't even pronounce stuff like that. If I could read it, I couldn't pronounce it. Anyway, I thought it was going to be a hit piece. It's G-rated. I had to say that it's G-rated. She did ask me why I had a Q in my rescue to kids, and I told her I was illiterate. She didn't buy it. And I said, well, why are you asking? She said, well, there's a big conspiracy theory going on about some kind of Q stuff. I said, I hadn't even heard about that. So what are you talking about? And she didn't think it was very funny, but she did not write a hit. She actually wrote a decent article. It was the best I can say. It was G-rated. She did not cover anything about the child trafficking and any of the big issues, but it wasn't a hit piece like we was the Ku Klux Klan. So I want to give her a shout out. I'm not going to give you your phone number and do that way. So y'all just y'all say,
hey man. In my world, just like you, Bonafide, that's why I'm so excited about the piece that I sent you before I came on. By Freedom First. It's the truth. And then let's give a shout out to SC, the guy that
my SCGOP.
No, that's the guy that.
Tell everybody how to get in touch with you. Again, tell everybody, Chad, how to get in touch with your show.
I know it's weird, but because of Candace Owens, our show page is still up on Facebook. Although, if you really want to laugh, go ahead and log on to Facebook if you can, and go to I'm Fired Up. It's all one word. You'll see my logo is my hair with earphones, and you will be given. Don't worry, because Facebook warned you before you like my page.
What is that new warning they put out? This person, if you feel like this person could be,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, they got this new warning, and you know that they're trying.
I
to
love
get
it.
people up.
It only gets me more likes. And the thing is, our page isn't about likes, but we'd love for you to like the page because when we do go live or we go out there, and I'm going to tell you right now, Bonafide knows a little bit about this, but in the next couple weeks, we're going to be dropping some major bombs. And just
Big old turkey.
I know nothing.
That's right.
I'm sure you don't know. I'm sure you don't. And the thing is,
I'm
you're-
anxiously waiting. That's all I can say.
oh, you don't know
I'm gonna tell you
how
what.
bad I'm waiting. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna tell you what. When Presley got up there and told everybody on my stage, that Trump
I need
was
to slap
coming
that
in
kid.
August, he about run me hard.
All 6 foot by 6 foot stage.
Yeah.
Somebody could break your neck on that little stage. And then it
Well-
caught on fire.
I'm gonna tell you what. If Brad Barton is in the room, no, let me back it
Some
up.
technical
If
difficulty.
Brad Barton is in the town because he was still asleep, you know the big board that goes behind you and your name will come on it and all these little LED lights. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Caught on fire.
We were lit.
Yep. The stage was smoking.
Brad Barton, man, I love that guy. It was one of the
And what's
craziest
so bad about it
things.
is I got up that morning at about 6 o'clock and Brad had posted a video 1 hour beforehand. Let me tell you this story. 1 hour before. So that means he was awake. So he posted a video at 5 o'clock in the morning. It says, I can't sleep. Now, the show started at 9 o'clock. Brad goes on at lunchtime. So at 11 o'clock, I get Mitch, Lynn's security, to go over there and start beating on the door and get him out of the bed at the hotel.
He got on stage and said, everybody that's on Brad's Facebook.
Oh yeah, I
page,
did. I said, if
asking
you,
where he's at.
I said, everybody send Brad a message right now. And he said, I didn't get none of them. It's on silent. So I had to get Lynn's security to go over there. Look at that old
look
puppy
at that
dog.
baby.
Yep.
This is my watchdog Diesel.
That's right.
He'd like
He's
tear
he'll
somebody
be
new
on the
bus
road
on
with
me.
me.
That's his security right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he ain't too big, but he will eat some ass.
Yep. Eat some ass.
I got some
See, I
locking
had a
things,
smart
man.
comment, but I'm gonna leave it off the show.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna leave that off this. Hey, look, guys, we've been about an hour and 42 minutes. I don't want to go too much longer, but Chad, I want to thank you for coming on. Jeff, I want to thank you for coming on.
Yep.
And guys,
I'm going to say a little short prayer.
a little short prayer. Here we go, guys.
All right.
Lord, I ask you to look after all of our little Frogginites out there. Protect them. Give them the will and the power to go out and start being somebody and being a part of their community, because that is the only way that we're going to kill this monster. It's like David and Goliath. And Lord, I ask you for the wisdom and the knowledge to know what truth is. And just like I said, if you would just protect us all, because we know that we are going into hard times. We're going into the battle. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys being on. We'll see
In
you
fact,
soon. Good night,
Love
y'all.
you guys. Thank you, man.
All right, man. Love you back.